The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, famously once said,
"Know your role and shut your mouth!"
But what if you don't have a role like poor Ben Simmons? We're wearing black to the funeral today. This is Game Log Surfing. We're going to get to the content in 5 seconds, everybody. I wanted to welcome you in. This is the first video of the newly rebranded channel. So if you could subscribe, it would mean a lot. It would really help get the channel off the ground, and hit that like if you do enjoy today's video. Let's get into it. Now, it was a rather unassuming start to the season for Ben Simmons. We saw kind of what we would expect, averaging a little over 30 minutes a game. We've got rebounds, 8, 10. We've got assists, 8, 9. Some steals, some blocks, kind of what you expect. But what we have to highlight is that scoring, that last red column that is highlighted. 4, 6, 7, 4, 7, 9. That's well below his career average. So you were getting rebounds and assists, but we were not getting any scoring. We're still shooting the ball 7 times a game those last 3 games, but it just was not enough. We weren't seeing a ton of free throw attempts, even though we see 5 and 2 and 5. That's going to feel like a lot in just a minute because he's not getting to the free throw line anymore. But after this, shortly after this, a few weeks, we had his best run of the season. And this was from November 15th through November 25th. And it was about a week after Jacque Vaughn was named head coach. We'll take a closer look at this. What we saw here, we saw a guy that was shooting the ball 7, 6, 13, 7, 9, and 8 shots per game. And he was making a ton of them, 82% from the field. Great stuff, leading to, obviously, we're going to see good point totals. We're going to see nice game scores. We're going to see, when we look at his numbers over this stretch, the averages, we're seeing a guy that we saw in Philly when he was playing his best basketball there. 15 points per game, almost 7 rebounds, almost 6 assists, over a steal, over a block per game over this nice run in November. Again, about a week after Jacque Vaughn took over. Wondering, is Jacque Vaughn good for Ben Simmons? Is Jacque Vaughn pushing Ben Simmons to do more on offense? But the problem is he went right back into the tank. November 27th, 3 field goal attempts. He made 1 of them. 12 rebounds is nice. 3 steals is nice. But if you're only going to make 3 shot attempts, I need more than 8 assists. I need at least 10. I'd like somewhere around 15, quite frankly, if you are going to only have 3 field goal attempts in a game. Now, during the winning streak, the 12-game winning streak that Brooklyn went on in December, where they basically won every game in the month, I think what we saw, and Jacque Vaughn saw, is that Brooklyn does not really need Ben Simmons to win basketball games. Look at what we got, our 7 points per game. We've got 6.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1.5 steals, from a guy that, quite frankly, we look at the free throw attempts, did not make a single free throw during the winning streak. I'll repeat that. Ben Simmons did not make 1 free throw, did not attempt more than 2 in any game during this winning streak. So if you're Jacque Vaughn, you're looking at a guy that's 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 7 points. I could get that from anybody. I would like to get that. Maybe I could get that from somebody that is a little bit more willing to go get fouled and shoot free throws and score a little bit more, take more shots. So Ben Simmons, I believe, showed everybody that Brooklyn does not need him to win basketball games during a point where Jacque Vaughn is looking at his rotations, looking at who he's going to put in at crunch time, who he's going to put in at certain points of the game. When he's going back and looking at Ben, I think he's left with an empty feeling, looking at a guy that really does belong in a bench role, not in a starting role. And after the KD and Kyrie trades, this is the point where you would think, Ben, this is your team now. This is your time to step up and your time to shine. And we just didn't see it. Now, this is from the most recent games, but we can see he's no longer starting. 12, 16, 19, 20 minutes a game. We've got plus minuses in the negative. He really doesn't have it going right now. And consider this too. Look at the free throw attempts. 1 free throw in the last 5 games. If I told you that at any point over a 5-game stretch that Ben Simmons would have as many free throw attempts as he does 3-point attempts, you would say, wow, Ben Simmons started shooting threes? No, it's the opposite, actually. Ben Simmons is now trying to avoid shooting free throws because he can't make them. So what do you got if you got a player that is afraid to even get fouled because he can't make his free throws? You see the problem Jacque Vaughn is in right now, and you see the problem that Ben Simmons is creating. So let's take a look at his best run during the winning streak and since the trades. We see the minutes per game, 31.1 down to 25.1 during the winning streak, 19.1 since the trades. And one of the reasons why, look at those game scores, 16.5, 9.4, 4.2 game scores from Ben Simmons. He just is not helping the team. He's a body to give somebody a blow, to give somebody a rest during the game. But other than that, what kind of value does he bring to the team? Let's look at his career numbers, because here we can see, really, quite frankly, how much things have gone backwards. And we'll make this bigger again. We see those minutes where he averaged in Philly 33, 34, 35, down to 26. We see those free throws. This is one of the most glaring issues. 4 and 5 a game in Philly, 1.5 right now in Brooklyn. And it all leads to a guy that just doesn't score anymore. And again, you never entered a game thinking if Ben can give us buckets, we are good today. That was never his thing. But you could still expect 14, 15, 16 a game from Ben Simmons. And right now you're getting half of that. And that was before the minutes were cut down. Ben Simmons at this point, his role with the team is off the bench to give somebody a break. And that, for a guy who's making $35 million this year, 37 next, 40 the year after, is just unacceptable. Something has to change. Ben's mindset needs to change, because right now, the player he has become just is not going to see the court that much for Jacque Vaughn. We'll see what happens with this one. But again, we are in a spot where this man just doesn't seem to have a role. Comment below, let me know what you think. And hit that like, everybody, if you have enjoyed this video, our debut episode of Game Log Surfing. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure, again, to hit that like and subscribe if you have not yet. Great way to support the channel as we get things going here. That'll do it for this one, everybody. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll catch you next time.